Okay, we back. Hold on, back some, and we're back to the soul winning course. Okay, now let me tell you a little bit about my day. I went to sleep last night with a slight headache. Okay. Now the medication that I take, it's one of the side effects is headaches. And sometimes there has been times where the headaches, I used to have the headaches every single day. But recently and for the past, since this year, I have not been suffering with headaches. So for 2 days, I've been noticing that I had a slight headache, but it was not bad. And headaches are caused for different reasons. So you have to really pay attention to your headache. Pay attention when you get it. Pay attention when it leaves. Try to pinpoint what it is you ate, what it is you're not eating. You know, any type of caffeine that you're putting into your body. Me personally, my headaches are caused not only from my medication, so I can't really put it on medication all the time. Sometimes my headaches is due to the fact if I don't eat, and if I don't eat the correct meals, my body's kind of weird. Also, I can get a headache if I drink too much coffee, right? I'll get a headache. And I also get a headache when I take myself off of coffee. If I've been drinking coffee for weeks and end and then decide this particular day that I'm not going to drink no coffee. If I've been drinking 3 cups a day and I decide I ain't going to drink none today and I don't drink a cup at all, and then I go into the next day I will get a headache if I go that day and don't drink coffee. Because sometimes I can get the headache, and that's how I know that it be coffee, because when I drink the coffee, the headache disappear. Okay? So your body crave for things that you have no idea that it wants, but you've been giving it to. So, back to the situation at hand. I had this slight headache last night. I didn't pay any attention. Now, I made my dinner last night, and I had some baby shrimps. No, Lucia, some baby spinach, right? So me not personally making fresh spinach, I did a search on my Food Network for a recipe to find out how to cook it, and what to put in it. And the recipe consists of, let me tell you now, the recipe consists of, I'll tell you, give me a second. It consists of 1.5 pounds of baby shrimp. I keep saying shrimps. I better eat them. 1.5 pounds of baby spinach leaves. 2 tablespoons of good olive oil. 2 tablespoons of chopped garlics, which consists of 6 cloves. 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. 3/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. A lemon. Oh, I just noticed they got down here, sea kosher salt is optional. Okay? So, the ingredients that I use the sea salt, because I had gotten some sea salt in one of my try the world boxes. I got a thing of sea salt. So I used that. And let me see, it was 2 teaspoons of that. So boom, boom, boom. I didn't use a regular teaspoon. I don't know whether it would have been a difference. But you know how you buy the plastic measuring spoons? So that's what I was using. Excuse me, I'm taping on my iPad. But I'm thinking, like, now you see me, I may be looking at you, so that's because I'm looking at the little dot here. You see where my finger is? Now, when my eye go like this, that means I'm looking at myself. I'm looking in the actual view of the camera. So excuse me because my eyes will be going back and forth. Okay, so I made this ingredients. I had my olive oil, which I cook with olive oil anyway. Anyway, I don't fry. I don't cook any fried food. I don't eat fried chicken or nothing like that. If fried food is cooked, my husband cooks it. So, I use anything that consists of any type of oil that needs to be used. I use olive oil. And when I go shopping, I buy the big bottle of olive oil. So, I had a case of olive oil that I had gotten from the pantry. So, I still have some of them bottles left. Even though they are deceased, they not really usable. I mean, they outdated, and put it that way. So I really don't know what is the outcome if you use them. But I did use some of that last night. I used that olive oil. Right, it's organic olive oil. So I used that, and when you know how you cook, you taste your food, and I cut up some onions in the place of the garlic. I didn't have any garlic, but I did have garlic salt. So I put some garlic salt in there, and I also put some seasoning salt in there, and I cut some onions up, a half of a big onion about this big. I cut it in half, and I used one half of that onion, and I stuck that in there, and I stirred all that together. Now when I went to taste it, it tasted, oh my goodness. And usually my food is not seasoned because I do not cook with salt. I uses a lot of fresh seasoning, which consists of parsley and thyme and Italian season, stuff like that. I don't use seasoning salt. I buy the seasoning salt individually for my husband to use. So, or for whoever they choose to put it on their food after. But me personally, I do not cook with salt. But this particular day, I don't cook with salt. I'm tasting, oh, it tastes good. So going into the story and going to make it shorter, I woke up this morning with, I got an early visitor this morning, and waking up, I had a headache that was, oh my goodness, it was crazy. And I wanted to fast. So I prayed to the Lord and I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, I want to go through this fast, but I don't want to drink nothing and I don't want to eat nothing. I don't want to take anything. Because usually, I get the headache and I just go. Because I haven't taken any Tylenols in over a year, maybe a year and a half. I haven't taken the Tylenols because I used to take them like water. So I had to train myself and separate myself from taking them. So I wouldn't even carry them in my bag because I used to carry them in my bag. So I had one left from many moons ago that I had in my dresser drawer. So I about 2 o'clock this afternoon, I decided I woke up. I got a phone call. It woke me up, and when I woke up, the headache was like crazy. So I prayed and I told the Lord, which I did fast, but I couldn't actually get into what I wanted to do, like do the praying that I wanted and the reading that I wanted because my head was hurting and I couldn't concentrate. You know how pain is. So I wanted to focus on resting my head. So I woke up about 2:15, 2:30. And I said to the Lord, I apologize. I said, Lord, I'm sorry. I know that you're capable of doing anything. But since this headache is it's still here. Common sense is telling me to take a Tylenol. And you're going to work through that Tylenol. So I'm going to take this Tylenol, Lord. And I want you to work through it. And this will end my fast. So I prayed and ending my fast, whatever. And I took that Tylenol. And I say in a matter of 5 minutes, could have been less, that throbbing And when I say it wasn't really throbbing like boom boom, it was just a headache. That was considered a headache. It wasn't nothing. And then sometimes it would be so intense. And my whole point of telling you about this headache is to tell you that me personally, I think it was from the salt, all the salt. And I had three different types of salt in my food last night. I had the seasoned salt, I had the garlic salt, and I had the sea salt. So I had already put 2 tablespoons, and the tablespoon, plastic tablespoons, was maybe about that big. And the depth of it was about, I guess maybe you can see the depth. Maybe the depth was about that big. So that's how much salt I had in, and then I took another scoop and put that in there, and I stirred that up, and then I went along, and I put, before I put the spinach in, I went and put some garlic salt in there, and this garlic salt was like grains, like you can see the grains, about the way the sea salt was. You can see the grains. You know the regular salt, you don't see the grains, but you know the grains is there because it comes in a hole when you shake it. But you actually see the grains of the sea salt, and you see the grains of the garlic salt. So I see it as I'm going, putting it on, I see it. So that salt mixed up with the other salt that I put in, I think it just transport my headache to another level. And it was still in my system. And I was always told, which I didn't do last night. Usually when I eat a little bit of salt, I don't care whether if I eat like potato chips or what else would be with salt. Anything that consists of salt, I would drink. The little dollar waters. I always keep it over here on the side of my bed, and I will always drink, at least try to drink half of that. And if I already have a half left in the bottle, I try to drink the whole bottle that's left, because what happens is that the water washes out the system, washes out the bloodstream. So therefore, if I get to drink this water, then I'll be good. So I didn't do that. So the salt just settled in my system, and you know how your blood works. It's transporting that salt through the bloodstream, and I really suffered. It was really crazy. So now it's just little. It's not really deep. I got another Tylenol. I guess I'll take that before I get ready to go to bed. And or should I say before I start my fast? And I usually start my fast between 12:30 and 1 o'clock. If not 12, between 12 and 1, I start my fast at night, in the morning rather. So I'll take it about 11:30, and then that'll prepare. I can prepare myself for my day. So with that being said, I will take this off because I done talk for 13 minutes and 24 seconds, and we will go into my studying. Stay tuned.